When we think of caves, we usually picture a space like this: dark, static, a dead void where nothing changes and nothing grows. In the dense jungles of central Vietnam, the surface map is only the top layer. Beneath these peaks, the ground drops into a massive void where mist replaces the darkness. This is Son Doong, a subterranean space of a scale that is difficult to comprehend. This cavern is large enough to contain a roaring underground river, a thriving jungle, and its own enclosed weather system. Understanding how such a place exists requires analyzing the cavern as a self-sustaining ecological machine. For millions of years, this machine ran completely unnoticed. Local loggers didn't find the entrance until 1990, obscured by dense foliage and the steep, treacherous drops of the Annamite Range. When surveyors finally mapped it, they found a main cavern over 3 miles long. The total internal volume measures over 38 million cubic meters. To see exactly what that scale means, look at this cross-section. An entire 40-story skyscraper would fit inside with room to spare. When a void reaches this volume, the rock walls act as a massive atmospheric container, holding millions of tons of isolated air. This skyscraper-level scale provides the physical space necessary for the weather that follows. The first component of this system is the underground river. It roars across the rock floor, carving out the limestone over millions of years. All of that fast-moving, churning water constantly ejects moisture into the isolated air, pushing the internal humidity to extreme levels. The second component comes from above. In specific places, the ceiling of the cavern has collapsed, creating giant sinkholes that allow warm surface air to plunge deep into the void. This diagram shows the core physics. Cool, ultra-humid cave air rises from the river and meets the warm air plunging from the surface. The temperature clash forces that moisture to rapidly condense. This condensation forms actual physical clouds. Thick fog banks roll through the cavern, trapped entirely underground. The constant movement of air and water creates an active, localized meteorological system. Those same roof collapses that bring in the warm air also act as massive skylights. They inject solar energy directly into an environment that would otherwise be pitch black. The combination of localized sunlight, the continuous river, and the self-generated fog creates a natural greenhouse effect. This greenhouse sustains a thriving jungle hundreds of feet below the surface, complete with towering trees and thick vines. Because of its depth, this jungle remains ecologically isolated, sustaining itself almost completely independent of the world on the surface. Son Doong is a closed-loop system where extreme scale produces weather, and that weather sustains life. Son Doong operates as a nearly isolated biosphere, driven by cycles that differ from the world on the surface. We often look into space for undiscovered biospheres, while neglecting the complex systems operating right beneath our feet. It is easy to assume that the physical exploration of our world is finished. But Earth's map is not yet complete. Our planet still hides massive, spectacular worlds.